Fit Body fam, because it is summer and some of us do have a little bit more time on our hands now, as a coaching staff, we wanted to address two-a-days for our Nutritional Wednesday video. That means coming in twice for a boot camp within the same day, and how that looks nutritionally, for stress, and how to get the most out of those workouts if that's something you're interested in. We do not want this to make it seem like we are encouraging two-a-days, because for a lot of our members, we know that 30 minutes a day is just about as much as you can muster up. And that is why our program is effective, is because we do a lot in 30 minutes. So if you're part of the crew that thinks those two-a-day people are crazy, there's no way you could ever do it, tune in, watch the video. It's going to have some good nutrition, exercise, stress knowledge for you to just ponder. If you are part of the two-a-day crew, listen in, because this is going to help you get the most out of those workouts. Here we go. So the first thing we want to clear up is that doing two-a-days for, ever isn't probably a great idea, and it should be within a season. And that's for two main reasons. One, exercise is a stressor. Cortisol levels increase while we are exercising. Now, exercise is a positive stressor. It's a good thing. It doesn't weigh us down negatively, but too much of that stress can lead to a bad thing. It can lead to elevated cortisol levels, which mean our body is going to be in a catabolic state, or a breakdown state, not an anabolic state or a building state where we're building muscle and building endurance. The second reason is just body wear and tear. There's a lot of theory that goes around in the medical world that our body only has a certain amount of joint movements before it starts to decay. Now, obviously, this can come from two different things. It can come from inactivity, and it can also come from overactivity. So we obviously don't want to err on the side of, being stagnant and not moving a lot. But we also don't want to go the other way and move those joints too much to where now we're 50 and we feel like a 75-year-old because we went super hard and we did 3 workouts a day for 10 straight years, and now we're burnt out and our knees hurt. We don't want that. I would rather you work out until you're 105, you crush leg day with me, and then you're on your way. There we go. What better than that, You're 105, I'm still here, we're crushing boot camp. That's awesome. Your knees are still good. Going off of that, off of cortisol levels and then how our body responds to over-exercise, we want to discuss the balance of nutrition and exercise. So like I said at the beginning, a lot of us have that extra time in the summer. Honestly, I would probably rather you spend 30 more minutes on your nutrition every single day than coming in for another boot camp if you're picking between the two. We cannot excel in boot camp and we cannot excel with our fitness and health goals if we neglect our nutrition. I would much rather you spend 30 minutes in here with me, 30 minutes prepping your meals, than an hour in here with me and then neglecting your nutrition on the back end, because that is not going to lead to long-term results. And those of you that have been with us can testify to this, that working out by itself without a nutrition plan doesn't get you to where you want to be. Yes, you can see results, but it doesn't get us to that optimal level, what we strive for. Now, let's say you're taking care of all your nutritional bases. You have that extra time to put into nutrition. So what does that look like? Well, if you're working out in the morning and then you're going to do another boot camp maybe in the evening, or if you're going to do a morning and then the 8:45, we would recommend to get some sort of carb source in your system between those workouts. We wouldn't recommend working out back to back, let's say at like the 4:30 and the 5:15, because that probably means you weren't going 100% in that first workout. If you're able to pick up the same dumbbells while we're doing bicep curls for those 2 workouts, either you need to pick up heavier dumbbells on the first one, or we need to order heavier dumbbells because you're lifting the 40s. So one of those 2 things needs to happen. I'm more than happy to do the second one if that's what we need. So notice that workout intensity and if it's starting to drop off. If you notice that you're going 80% in both, that is nowhere close to going 100% one time for 30 minutes. Make sense? All right. So going back to the nutrition, get a little bit of carbs in your system between those workouts, and then make sure you're consuming adequate amounts of protein. We would also recommend some supplements to go along with that. Some sort of an amino acid, whether that be our Fit Body branch chain amino acid or some sort of an essential amino acid supplement to go along with that, so that we're not breaking down muscle in the process. You may also look into one of our pre-workout supplements because you're probably going to need a little bit of extra kick to delay onset muscle fatigue as we go through that workout, because our muscles will already have been broken down for that day, and we need to make sure that they stay intact for that whole workout so it's a quality workout. So a pre-workout and some sort of amino acid, and then probably a protein supplement would be our top 3 things of how to balance those exercise nutrition components. The last thing we want to talk about is setting up a nutrition and goals session with one of our coaches to kind of go over your game plan. Because remember, I said at the beginning, it should be in a season. We should have a goal that we're shooting for with these 2-a-day workouts. It shouldn't just be we're coming in and doing 2-a-days because I have extra time. It should be by the end of the summer, I want to see this goal, so I'm going to put in the work and I'm going to do it. There's a difference between, oh, I have some extra time, I'm going to go in today, and I have a goal in mind. I want to lose that 10 pounds. I want to lose those inches. I want to hit this goal. I want to be able to lift that dumbbell. That's a different approach. Set up a nag with one of our coaches and we can go over your approach. I do these all the time. It gives you a great direction, a great goal that you're shooting for, and it also gives us some basis on how to shoot those workouts for your season. We know an ending time. We know a start time. Maybe if you want to hit a certain session goal, or when you hit 150 sessions, you're going to push hard to get there, but then you're going to kind of go back on a 1-a-day kick to let your body recover. Think about an athlete. Our Olympic athletes who play for Team USA don't perpetually exercise in their game day regimen for 4 years until they compete in the Olympics again. They have an off season. You need to do the same thing with your body, because we want to treat you like you're an athlete. If you're working out twice a day, you are kind of becoming an athlete. So start to change your mindset that we need to dial back, and then we need to push, and then we need to dial back, and then we need to push a little bit harder. We do that with our workouts. Some days are easier than others, but we need to look at that on a macro scale for how we're going to periodize your workouts throughout the year. So we want you to get approval from us as coaches at a nag before you start incorporating this into your daily routine, so that we get a sound nutrition program and we get a sound plan in place to make this effective. I'm sorry that video went a little bit long. Read the comments above, or read my description above. Comment below if you have additional questions or additional insight, things to bounce off us. We love discussion. We love engagement. So go ahead and toss those comments below, and I will see you in boot camp tonight.